Well, my wife taught me really early on, I met her 5 years ago, that the key to creativity is never to reveal your sources. Well, tonight I'm going to reveal all my sources. And it's interesting to listen to all these other people, because ultimately I think every one of us wants to inspire other people to do great things. So I went back, kind of thought back to 1985 when I gave another speech, not here at the high school, but in Diddle Arena for my graduation. And I started with a back page quote from Time magazine. John F. Kennedy, it was an article, kind of a graduation article at Time magazine. They always have that last page editorial. And it was talking about passing the torch to the next generation. JFK said, "The torch is now passed to the next generation." So that was the topic for my speech in 1985. Well, about a month ago, I was reading the back page of Time magazine, and it was talking about Ben Franklin and Poor Richard's Almanac and the importance of proverbs or aphorisms, and how an aphorism or a simple saying that has deeper meaning means so much to all of us. So I really look at my life, and I'm able to figure out what made me what I am is based on these simple little, I mean, you may call them country sayings that we're all used to in Bowling Green, or old sayings that have a deeper meaning. And when I talk about those sayings, I want to do it in the context of kind of like a coach, because I've coached swimming in addition to being a team doctor for the last 10 years or so. And I always talk to my athletes about believing, achieving, and inspiring. And then I also talk about character, courage, and commitment. Well, first I go back to the day I was born. My grandfather Brown gave me an envelope with a silver dollar in it. And that envelope is now framed on my desk wherever I've ever been since then. It says, "Not failure, but low aim is crime." Well, his daughter, my mother, instilled that into me every day of my life from that point forward to help me forge a commitment to excellence in everything that I did. And teachers at Bowling Green High, teachers at Jones Jaggers, which was college high, of which I was the last person to ever attend college high. It only went through 6th grade at that time. They inspired me to have commitment. That was the easy part for me. The studying, the academic part, that was easy. That was the no-brainer. The harder part was the character and the courage. And my dad asked me when I was very young, I think I must have been 4 or 5, he said, "Jim," he probably said Jimmer at the time, "what is the most important thing in life?" And I said back to my dad, "To be good to other people." And that belief inspired my character, to be good to other people. And so my mom, talking about believing, achieving, and inspiring, my mom inspired me to have commitment. My father inspired me to have character. And then, because academics were easy, I wanted something challenging. So me, 5'5", okay, really 4. At the time, 116 pounds soaking wet, decided that I wanted to be a great swimmer. Was I nuts? So I started training in medical school, mind you, with the Nashville Aquatic Club USS swim team. After coming from a country club swimming background in Bowling Green, swimming for Coach Powell. And that challenge was to develop the challenge there was to develop the courage to step outside the box, to become good at something that I wasn't naturally good at. Just like 4 years ago, when it took me a year from the day that this beautiful lady here gave me her phone number to actually call her and ask her out. I mean, I really had a tough time with this courage part. So my coaches actually inspired me to have courage. And you're thinking, God, this guy, this academic guy, he's gone to Mayo Clinic in Stanford. Yet my coaches in swimming, that I was really not very good at, had a big deal with inspiring me, just like Paul did to his athletes. And that I'm sure David had from Coach Sears, and Coach Strode's sitting out there. Coach Powell, out here in this little summer league swim team, 6 weeks, he trained us 10 times a week. No little summer league coach swim team does that nowadays. We did 10 1.5-hour practices a week. And he never gave me anything. Every year I was third. John Buchanan David Buchanan and John Anderson, every year were first and second every event, and I was third. And only the top 2 went to the South Central swim meet. So I stuck with it, though. Those guys went on and played football or something. And by the time I was 20 years old, I was making the top 2, and I swam with Coach Powell all the way through medical school. And then I thought, well, right now I'm 24 now, 25. I'm starting to get good at this. I'm going to go swim. I'm going to go do a residency in Jacksonville, Florida, so I can swim at the Bowl School, where Coach Greg Troy, who's coached 10 Olympic medalists at that time. Now he's coached about 20 Olympic medalists, and since then has been 2-time Olympic swim coach. Had a swim team, and I wanted to swim for him, swim with the Olympians. Well, Coach Troy had a motto: pain is temporary, pride is forever. Talk about developing courage. A 10-day training session, swimming 5 hours a day for 10 days, 125,000 meters in a week. I did that, and that was the toughest thing I ever did. No overnight call in residency, no double shifts in the intensive care unit were ever tougher than that. So that really forged continued commitment, just general commitment and courage. And I got to swim with Olympians, and I got to kick their butts in some workout sets because they got tired just like that. And that kind of made you realize, hey, every single person can do something special. And then I had the pleasure of coaching as the volunteer assistant swim coach at Stanford with Richard Quick, who right now has terminal glioblastoma, which is a brain tumor. And he had a quote: believe in belief. And this was the ultimate inspiration. This guy who came on the pool deck at the time when I was working with him, 62 years old, every morning, clapping his hands at 5 o'clock in the morning. Rock and roll, ladies. Let's get to work. And he coached Torres, Jimmy Thompson, Rowdy Gaines, multiple Olympic gold medalists. And he would tell those athletes, and he would tell me and his other assistant coaches, and I was also the team doctor, so it was kind of a two-hat situation. He would say to me, you don't say I can do it, you say I will do it. Because if you believe that you will do it, it will happen. And that's why his athletes won gold medals, because they believed that they would win gold medal. So, my dad has an aphorism as well about wishing in one hand, that I'm sure you've heard the other half of that before. Well, that's absolutely true. You put the commitment in, you have the character, you have the courage. It doesn't matter if you wish, you have to believe that you're going to do it. And what you and I will do from this point forward is what's really important. And so I was wrong when I gave that speech in high school. When I said the torch is passed to a new generation. I was wrong. The torch should never be passed. Each and every one of us should continue to light that torch on a daily basis, just like David said. Continue to inspire. To continue to inspire other people, whether it be somebody in a generation coming up or one of you guys in your retirement even. You can contribute to the future. So I want people to go on from here, every single person, to continue to do great things and never stop and never give up and to rock and roll. Thank you very much.